Good evening, students. Hello, good evening, or I should say good night.
Good night, sir.
Mm-mm. Dre, say you may go blame?
Oh, I'm sorry, you said later, sir. So I
Yeah,
assume you
Dre,
knew.
Dre, are you me go blame?
I
You, class, Dre is a cause of this. He is a reason for this. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm telling you, I had absolutely no clue. Me say you want to see me, left my phones inside the room. Say me go eat dinner feast, touch, knife and fork and all, Them things them me not normally do them something there, Me just grab one spoon. And then I say, you know what? Let me come and lie down a little bit. And I so come lay down and hear the phone go off and I see AC I send message. Me say, I want to the woman, man. Last week, she too, she drinks it, Remember last week Tuesday, she said, class? She drinks it something, man. Oh my goodness, I apologize. I profusely apologize. I know they sent me an email to say that there are going to be some changes to the timetable. And we may be affected because of some, is it com studies, what do you call it again? Advanced communication class that you guys have to join up. But I didn't see an email from the school that came in regarding that new shift. So I thought my class was on a Wednesday, Thursday. So what time is class again? It's now 7 o'clock. No, but that can't fair. That don't make no sense though.
yes, 7 to 9.
Yeah, 7 to 9.
So that means that too late class me I don't know. That can't right. That's not fair. No man, I forgot make up all the nice about that man. Hold on there. Hold on there. Because if I that do not tell me no. Um if I saw it go, that mean hold on there. If I saw it go for true. But the man did not respect we. So by software engineering, get too early class and them fling we down in the night. No man. Oh well, else I'm looking at Adrian, so so we can't even say nothing to her now because my sister, my dupes that, So I can't say nothing to Owen Elson. Are the real dupes that? All right. So I'm always ready to teach. But what time is it now? 8 o'clock? Oh jeez. I'm always ready, but we're so late. When I tell the students I had no clue that there was this change. I know they did say to me that they were gonna have a change to the stuff. But because I didn't see it, let me just check to see if that because because if that is the case, say I read we don't read well. Because something came in on my timetable and September 29. So I read when I read well students. September 29, an email came in. I opened the email. And I said to someone, look at how my timetable look. And I'm reverting to the timetable now, and it does say Tuesday from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I never read this properly. And Thursday, 7 to 9. But guess what? On this new timetable, I'm not seeing the Friday class that was there. Oh, yes, it is there. It is there. It is there down for 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. But remember now, guys, that 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock class, for those who are coming, who joined us last week, I think, that 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock class, we're not meeting on a Friday for that. We extend our class time on a Thursday from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock to make up for that 1 hour. It don't make sense to meet that 1 hour there on a Friday, because by the time when we log on and so forth, half an hour gone out of the class there. So if it means that I need to give you a 15 minutes break, somewhere between that class on a Thursday, I have no problem. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to do the Friday. So let me take it back. They did send me the update. But kill me dead look on something and it is Wednesday, Thursday. But no, it says Tuesday, Thursday. All right. So we need to work up. Let me just do a little housekeeping with you. Because I mean I have been thinking about it. Mrs. Campbell, as a matter of fact, sent me an email. I did one of the calculus courses in the summer semester, and the grades don't look like what normally comes from me, from my class. Mrs. Campbell is saying that, and this is just a private conversation. This is just between us. Maybe we have to revert to face-to-face classes because the students are really not learning. Because the grades this time around were very atrocious. It's the worst that I've seen it. I have taught Calculus 1 and Calculus 2 classes where even online, everybody will pass it. I've taught it in the day, face-to-face. Or not day, but evening. And if I have like 16 students in a class, say 13 or 14 of them passing, and maybe 1 or 2 getting a D plus. But I cannot conceive the high failure rate. Is the same teacher. I don't give the same set of notes. My explanations are not the same. You can go into the, what is it saying? Oh, it's 52. My explanations are not the same. You can go into my channel as proof. And how I explain some stuff today is not the same way I explain it tomorrow. It depends on the questions that are being asked and the level of students that I have. So this is a challenge that I'm having. And forgive me, I don't understand why I have my throat has been tightening upon me. So forgive me for clearing my throat ever so often. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a lot to prove for me. I was saying that you guys have a or to help me to prove that the online teaching and learning can work. The online teaching and learning can work. I have seen with some same computing students, we had groupings of students for both day and evening for a particular course. Maybe you guys would have been, some of you guys would have been in that because you guys just move up to, some of you just move up to year 3. And the grades for the prob and stats were poor. As a matter of fact, I think 1 or 2 more students pass the prob and stats in the evening compared to the day. The evening is online and the day is face to face. So what that says to me is not the modality. It is just the level of commitment that students are giving me in the class. And I tell you, and that's why I'm talking to you about it now. If you recognize, I just boot up my system to eventually start teaching. But before, all of what I'm saying to you is something that is rehearsed. Before I get into the actual teaching and learning process tonight, we cannot continue in the modality that we are in. Last week, Thursday, I left class feeling a little bit disappointed. Well, that's not true. I was more than a little bit disappointed because there were 3 students in the class to this day have not unmuted to ask a question or to contribute to the conversation in class. And this is what I see happens a lot. And it increases the failure rate. It's a small group. It's less than 10 of you in the class. Less than 10 of you in the class. And while I'm teaching, it's the same 4 or maybe 5 students are responding to my questions. Sometimes I have to go silent because I can lie in my bed and talk over limits and continuity because I know it. So I can teach myself something again. I can teach myself something again. But when I come to class, students, you have a responsibility. You know, the only good thing about it, why, even though I feel very bad about that course that I taught in the summer, let me tell you the only good thing about it. The students in the class, when I sent them a message, I said, sir, it's not you. You present the material. There are members of staff who know the level, work, and interest that I put into the stuff. But I still feel away. Students not supposed to come through my hands and fail a course. Everybody who do my course supposed to pass. And I don't give marks to students. You have to work for it. But I give you my 100% when I'm teaching. So I'm expecting you guys when you give me your 100% when you're learning. So the system decides that it's going to take its own little time. I can't share my device. Let me just give it a few more minutes. Gone are the days when I come to this class and having a conversation with you, and I have to mute myself and sit and wait until somebody responds. It is unacceptable. And I'm not saying that students, you are the blame. You are to be blamed for the poor performance. All I'm saying to you is that math is not the only subject that you are behaving like that with. A managerial accounting teacher, management accounting teacher, one day said to me, Mr. Shand, how are you finding your BMIS and BDIT students? I said, Lord of mercy. It's not your group, a previous batch. I say, I love them, I love them, I love them, I love them, but Jesus, weren't doing a darn thing, weren't doing a darn thing. And the lecturer said, but Mr. Shand, I thought I was a problem. And we were sharing information together, and both information coincide. So what that says to me, and I'm not a problem. What it said to the lecturer, and I'm not a problem. So let us not get into this blame game. But let me tell you what I also recognize. Some of you are still at work when class is being timetabled or is in session. You're unable to speak. Some of you are in commute. Some of you are multitasking and really not following. Some of you have very good intentions to listen to the recording, but as soon as I turn on the recording, you drop asleep. So you're not up to date. You're still at the first recording that I would have posted. And God knows that I've posted all the recordings to date. And just very little work is being done. Very little work is being done. And that is what is contributing to the high failure rates. And I keep saying, when students don't speak in class, them fail. Why saying that, sir? I'm just not a talker in class. So I let the talkers talk. Okay, and I said they will always succeed. Because it's when the talkers talk, and them start talk foolishness, I say, draw breaks. How will you get that from? Them say, yes, sir, no, sir. I say, yeah, and I say it go. And the students learn from that experience. But some of you have the misconception and you believe, so you know it already, saying I'm going to say nothing to teacher. It means you're not supposed to be in this class. You're supposed to be over graduate school where you're doing a master's. I'm saying to you students, there is no love lost, but how I left class on Thursday, I don't intend to leave class tonight and tomorrow, God's willing, feeling the way I felt. It's a relationship. I come and I present them with concepts to you. I give you enough leverage. I give you enough freedom to go and learn the topic. I give you enough information to now go and research in order to put in your 80%. I would have given you only 20% of the information. Let me tell you, I'm going to enough more. Enough. But really and truly, we're supposed to give you 20% of the information, and you go research the other 80%. It suggests in any literature that you read for your degree. You're not in a taught degree. Well, it is, but it's more practical for you guys. So, all right, this computer is not, Lord help me. Let me see if I can just click on desktop. Something is happening. So students, I'm saying to you, if you're multitasking, don't leave your system unattended. Work with the computer. I am not a villain, you know. Sir, some food for the kids. Give me a minute here. Me are listening, but me can't respond just yet. Me can't understand. I'm human. But when you now talk to me and I cannot get into your space, I don't know what you're thinking. I cannot undo any misconceptions, and you hold on to those misconceptions and I succumb again for you. I'll succumb again for you. So I'm going to ask somebody to share the last document that no, hold on. Yeah, so somebody just to share the last document that I sent, because this computer, I guess it's saying that I can't just surprise it suddenly because it's just not coming up. Students, you have a responsibility. I am not the only lecturer that is complaining. You guys are senior members of the institution. You are bachelor students. You are bachelor students. The darn foolishness about you not studying no maths tonight. And then the only time you pick up your maths book after Thursday class are tonight. And some of the book them not even open yet. When you just put it there. Can't work. Can't work. And then the final thing I'm going to say to you is I am putting on the grades on the grade sheets. You know, from when my other grades submitted, they did a little better. But I can't submit this one. I can't understand how students are getting 70% in completing their work, their coursework, and going to exam and get out 16%, 17%, 18%, 19%, 20%, and you expect to pass the course? You can't do that. You don't, I can't do that, man. It's not acceptable. Not acceptable. And then now, you are going to the big organizations for go work, and the man will say to you, say, differentiate this for me, please, and let me know what is the result at this particular point. And you say, what I must do? You have no clue because you never pay attention in the maths class. So students, please, my beg you know. It's a nice group of students. Rate to know. I believe when it is that we talk in class and do the stuff, we get along. But me no want to come to you and say, I mean not go call upon you, you know. I don't think me say at this stage I'm supposed to call and say, Mary, why are you not answering me? No, sir. And don't tell me that, oh sir, I'm a very quiet person and I don't talk lies. Anyhow. The document is not coming up. The document is not in class. It's not coming up on the computer. Forgive me. The system is rather archaic. Okay, something is opening. I see a green line in the search bar. In the meantime, if somebody has the last document that I shared with you, if you can just project it, let me just do a quick review. We have less than an hour. I could use this class as a makeup class, so to speak, for those persons who are really not following. We can, because I think I have completed limits and limits. I'm supposed to start continuity this week. So if someone can just share that document for me, please. I don't have it on this device that I'm using. I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Somebody saying something to me. Hey man, easy breezy. Let me know when you found the documents. So, matter of fact, you don't even have to be the most recent one. Any other documents that I would have sent off to you, let us just do a little revision. If I gather or surmise that you guys are understanding, then I can move into my continuity. Hear me out. My continuity is one aspect of it, but I'm going to move into something that is called piecewise functions for continuity here. And if you don't understand how to evaluate the limit, you're going to be having a problem moving on to piecewise. Piecewise normally comes on the exam for about 10 marks. Normally comes on the exam for about 10 marks. So it's one of those big guys. It's one of those big guys, you have to respect it. It's not something that they played with. Come the end of the semester, we're going to go back to giving 5 questions and select 3, or 4 and select 3. Yeah, so the paper is not going to be compulsory anymore. This is now post-COVID according to them. So you're going to get options on the paper. I think you may be required to do 3 questions if I'm not mistaken. But as soon as I get that, okay. Thank you. I just realized that somebody shared something. Thank you. as soon as I get that information, I will definitely go ahead and share the information with you. All right, hold on now. Who is sharing? Let me just see. Who is sharing?
Andre, sir.
All right, thank you, Papa. Appreciate it. Okay, right. So, so this class activity is really my end of topic activity. So I was giving you some questions as it relates to areas that we previously covered. I know we went through the solutions, the answers rather, for some of these. Well, for all of them, as a matter of fact. I know Chevy was the only one who suggested an answer for numero 4A, a correct answer for that matter. For 4A. So let me ask you the question. Were you able to revisit what it is we did? Are you still having a difficulty? Are you okay? Let me hear from you guys now. How are you with this topic or these topics that we've completed?
Sir, I can go first. The most of the working out or writing out or getting to the answer, I got that. Today I reached out to you where you're trying to blame me for
whatever, Dre.
not looking at the timetable.
Whatever, Dre.
I had a issue with question 3 for me, where I realized that you said that you were busy. So what I did, I actually went back to the recording and got the explanation of it also. I no longer need your assistance for number 3, but everything else I was.
And that's the reason why I'm only now coming to class, because you had a responsibility to say to me, sir.
Sir, you said later, sir. Sir, you said see you later. I don't mind problem. You said see you later.
It is a you problem, of course. I mean, it's not your problem.
Sir,
you're supposed to say to me, you know what AC did? AC said, sir, I'm sorry, but I won't be coming to class today. No, if AC problem, because what AC should have done is to send that message from early, so I could say to her, no, AC,
no.
Your class is on a Wednesday, and then no, we could start the conversation.
Understood. No, sir, because you said see you later, I thought you realized that the timetable was updated and that you would be here. So that's why I didn't forward more.
Never mind, yeah, Papa. I just left you. These things happen. Senior moments. Yeah. All right. So you say you're okay with number 3 now?
Yeah, based off watching the recording. So that's what I was reaching out to you so that you could give me some explanation. But then when I watched it back again, I realized what I did not do. And
okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Bree is saying that she does need to practice a little bit more and she'll be okay. Yeah, Bree, but guess what? That practice should have been last week. So I given you have a free day tomorrow. In hindsight, having the class on a Tuesday is good, because I recognize the last 2 weeks I have been given a little one question, and quite a number of people don't do the one question because I guess you don't have, after you finish class on Wednesday, it's time enough to go sleep and then you start work, so you don't get a chance to digest the information before we meet again on a Thursday. So it was a thought of mine to say, boy, the Wednesday Thursday kind of harsh. So you have to be careful of what it is that you say, even in your thoughts, because there's a supreme being that overhears the conversation you have in your headspace. I say, okay, say, just sort out a thing for me because you really have a concern about it. But anyhow, is there anyone else? Thanks, Dre. Is there anyone else that had a difficulty with with a question or two or three that you'd love for me to, or for us as a class to just go through? So oh no, this computer don't come up.
Sir,
Go ahead, please. Hearing you.
sorry, can you go through question 5? You didn't go through that one last time.
Numero 5.
Sir,
Yes.
good
Nikki.
night, class. Good night, sir.
What one, Nikki?
This the work that you're giving. Can I do it? I just logged in, just got in, settling my son.
Yeah, I don't get a request. You're asking me for what now, Nikki?
Sir?
Yeah, I'm listening for your question. You said that you just log on, you're taking care of your son, and what else? What is your request of me? What you want me to do for
I'm
you?
asking. I saw on this screen says classwork do now.
Oh, this was from last class. This is from last week Thursday when I sent all this stuff. You're breaking up badly though. All right, we're gonna go sort out your son because we're not hearing you. Sort out your son. You can just mute and sort out your son. You can come back quickly, and then we can have a conversation about it. But this here, I am not even the one sharing because I shared this document with you last Thursday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I know, I think it was last week Thursday. I shared this document with you. So you all have copies of this. I'm just gonna go through.
Sir, what we can do, seeing that I am sharing screen, I can try the notation thingy, and we can go through it to assist the class or the classmate.
I am hoping that you are in a position where you can you write on your screen?
Hold on there, 1 sec.
Because my thing is, I guess my computer don't operate with sudden news, so it is still. All right, you know what? Let me just get out of this. But hold on. Oh, right. So the document is up. What I was trying to do is to open my files, but it was not opening. All right, Dre, come. See if we can write from me, because
It is going to be bad, so I just warning you.
all right, no problem. All right, I don't know.
I can do text, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of takes. I don't know what is happening now because I thought my writing tablet was going bad. But I was marking some papers recently. I was using the writing tablet to mark the papers, and it worked perfectly fine. So I'm a little bit confused by it's not 7 or 11 now. All right. That's not working out. So hear me out. Dre, bigify for me, please, Papa. Thank you, son. All right. All right. So the question says, well, it didn't say, but I would have asked you to to evaluate the limit as x tends to -5 of -3x squared minus 20x minus 25 all over 2x plus 10. Now, when we get a rational function, let me answer a question. For this question, do we look to see which is the highest power in it and then go and divide by that highest power? Determine the highest power. Do we look for that in this question and then go and divide by that?
No, sir.
Why not?
Because it's not, not 10 to infinity.
Thank you very much, Chevy. Thank you very much, son. And I want the rest of you to hear that, because I thought I would have made it very clear. The only time we go about dividing through by the highest term in the rational function, and a rational function is a function that is a fraction. It comes from ratio, sharing something over something, is when that limit tends to infinity. It could be positive infinity, or it could be negative infinity. Only when it is tending to infinity that we decide that we're going to be dividing through by the highest term in the function. Otherwise, we're going to treat it normally. Otherwise, we're going to treat it normally. So, the calculations method says, whenever you're given a limit, that of course is not being tending to infinity, it means that this value -5, anywhere in the rational function I see x, I'm going to substitute -5. So it becomes -3 open bracket -5 squared minus 20 times 5 or times -5 minus 25 all over 2 times -5 plus 10. So anywhere in the function you see x, you are going to make it -5. I'm going to ask that all of you try writing that for me, please. I won't ask Andre to, okay. Boy, I draw my draw.
Sorry. Should I erase it back?
Yeah, man. I want you to participate in. I don't know why it's not coming. I want you to participate in the lesson. Is that I'm going to give you the activity, and I do have it. Because I did the solution last time. It's just that it's not. It's not opening. I tried writing on this thing this morning. It was giving me problems. Let me. All right, do me a favor, Dre. Stop sharing 1 minute for me, please. Let me just try something here. Thank you, son. I was doing something earlier. With the writing tablet, and it worked. So let me. Sorry. Is it true test? That's a point. See? So fast forward. Negative 3x squared. Negative 3x squared. What again, please?
3x squared, sorry, minus 20x minus 25 over 2x plus 10.
Right. As I was saying, what we need to do is we need to treat the question as if we're looking at the calculations approach. And the calculations approach says anywhere in the function I see x now, I'm going to substitute negative 5. Anywhere in the question I see negative, I see x, I'm going to substitute negative 5. So this is it. Keeping my fingers crossed that this thing, oh crap. So remember now, Anywhere in the function I see x, I'm substituting -5. Are you seeing the screen properly? Let me know, please.
Yes, sir.
Good. And is it writing legibly? I know this morning when I was using it, somebody was saying that a black screen kept coming up every time I started writing. You're not seeing any black screen?
No black screen for me, sir.
All right, good. So that becomes now -3 times 25 minus 20 times -5 minus 25 all over 2 times -5. I'm just doing this in stages. I don't skip a line or two so that you can follow. -3 times 25 is -75. -20 times -5 is +100 minus 25 all over -2 times 5 is -10 plus 10, which implies that it's going to be 0 over 0, which is indeterminate. It means that I have 0 over 0. It is indeterminate. Something has to be done. It means there is something in the function preventing the true limit of the function from coming out. Let me pause. Let me pause. Can you understand why I said that it's indeterminate? Do you agree that it's indeterminate? Somebody respond to me now, please.
Sir, what was the question?
Oh, thanks, thanks, Chevy. Now I was asking, there is something in the function that is preventing the true limit from coming out, and then Chevy went ahead and posted something in the group. Remember, I'd given you something about multiplying the coefficient of x squared by the constant, so it is that we can go ahead and find the factors and factorize the function. So it is that we can isolate what is causing the problem. Thanks, Chevy. You all have access to this. These notes. I have to send them to you. You have them also in video format in the recordings. So now I need to factorize. There is something in the function preventing the true limit from coming out. I have to factorize. I can't go around it. I have to tell it straight up that I have to factorize. So I'm going to factorize. I'm going to be factorizing. I'm going to factorize -3x squared minus 20x minus 25. Now, as the document would have indicated for us, I'm going to be multiplying the coefficient of x squared by the constant. I'm multiplying the coefficient of x squared by the constant. It's an expression. So I can't do anything else. I can't divide through. I can't do anything else. So I have to use those big numbers. Unfortunately, I have to use those big numbers. There's nothing I can do to prevent you from or shortening the solution to the question. There's absolutely nothing that can be done. It must be solved in that fashion, in the fashion where we are going to be multiplying the coefficient of x squared by the constant. Now, negative 3 times negative 25 equals what? Negative 3 times 25 equals?
Positive 75.
Very good. Positive 75. So I'm going to write my 75 over here. And I'm going to be prime factorizing the 75. My first prime number is 2, but 2 is not a factor of 75, so I'm going to move on to 3. 3 into 7 goes 2 times. Carry 1. 3 times 2 is 6. Carry 1. 7. 3 into 15 goes 5 times. I can't use 3 again because 3 is not a factor of 25. Of course, I can't use 4 because 4 is not a prime number. So the next prime number after 3 is going to be 5. So I'm going to say 5 into 25 goes 5 times. And because 5 can go into again, I'm going to say 5 into 5 goes 1. So what I'm saying to you, 75 is going to be equivalent to 3 times 5 times 5. These are called my prime factors. Those are the prime factors. So I'm going to be manipulating those prime factors. When multiplied together will give me the product, positive 75, but when added will give me a negative 20. Can you see two sets of numbers that you multiply together from those prime factors that when multiplied together will give you from here? And the two numbers when multiplied together will give me positive 75, but when added will give me a negative 20. Can you see those two numbers? Mm. Talk to me now, man.
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
I use 5 and 15.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to be multiplying these two numbers together. 3 multiplied by 5 to give me 15. And then this one is going to be standalone to give me 5. It's going to be negative 5, negative 15. Because when I multiply 15, negative 15 times negative 5, I'm going to get positive 75. And when I add these two together, I'm going to end up with my negative 20. All right? So what I'm going to say now is negative 3 x squared minus 15x minus 5x minus 25. All of this here is equal to a minus 20x. All right? Then I'm going to group. To give me negative 3x squared minus 15x in one bracket. Leave out my middle sign every time. Bring out my 5x. Now because the middle sign there is a negative sign, it says to me that I have to flip this one. That's positive. Because when I multiply this, look at what happens. When I multiply here by this, I'm going to get negative 5x. When I multiply this negative 1 by this negative 20, positive 25, I'm going to get this negative 25. But sir, You've pointed out in a previous class that whatever sign in one bracket is supposed to be equal to the sign in the other bracket. And then I will say to you, thank you for listening. And you are correct, 100%. So something that I have on screen is incomplete because I can't have negative 3x squared minus 15x and then have 5x plus 25. Sorry, can't even factorize that either. What's wrong with you? Thanks for having those concerns. But what it's setting to think about is the fact that the coefficient of x squared is negative. That tells me a lot of information enough. What if the information that tells me? All right. So what I'm going to do is to factor out my -3 because it's common. It is not just -3, it's -3x. So -3x is common to -3x squared minus 15x. What is going to be left is going to be an x. How you know, sir? Because when I multiply -3x by x, I'm going to get -3x squared. Question, what do I multiply by -3x to give me a -15x?
Five, sir. Positive 5.
Positive 5. Very good. Thank you. And then now, what is coming between 5x and 25 again?
Five.
Okay. What is left?
So I'm just gonna go.
X minus.
No, man, that minus I'm
Hmm.
hoping it meant x plus 5.
No, see, yeah, sorry. X plus 5. Sorry, sorry.
Because when I multiply this -5,
X
go again, somebody saying something?
plus 5.
Right, yeah. This will be x plus 5 times -3x minus 5. And then I'm going to do this because I know, oh lordy, somebody can help me out. I'm doing this because the original question says a limit as x tends to -5 of -3x squared minus 20x minus 25 all over 2x plus 5 plus 10. Is it 2x plus 10?
Yes, sir. It was.
But sir, I don't see anything else we can cancel out. All right, let's check. So we work with our numerator and we're going to get x plus 5 times a -3x minus 5. So the denominator is still 2x plus 10, but there's nothing in the numerator that we can cancel. Well, actually there is. There is. You see, just as how there's something that is common here, that is common there that you could factorize, there's something that is common here, that is common here, that we need to factorize. is something that we need to factorize. So what we're going to say now is that this is now going to become 2 into x plus 5. Is 2 times x plus 5 the same thing as 2x plus 10?
Yes, sir.
All right, it is. And then what is going to happen is that x plus 5 cancels with that x plus 5. What I'm left with now is the limit as x tends to negative 5 of negative 3 x minus 5 all over 2. So this implies negative 3 times negative 5 minus 5 all over 2. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15 minus 5 over 2. And 50 minus 5 is going to be equal to 10 over 2. I'm stepping away for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Look at that for me, please. Look at that for me, please. Carefully, carefully, carefully. All right. Are there any questions now? Are there any questions? Is there something that you would have seen me do that kind of looks strangish and you want me to go over? Or you think that this is something that you don't think without me showing you you'd have been able to do? Talk to me. What say you?
Sir, it's a bit clearer for me.
Nice. I'm happy. I'm happy. What about the rest of you in class? Hello? Any questions?
I don't think we have any more questions, sir.
All right, good. All right. Okay, so you don't have any more questions regarding this particular one. But my question to you now is, how were the other questions? Were you able to do the other parts of the question, the series of questions that I gave, or is there another question, a standalone, that is seemingly problematic? What are your feelings? What are your thoughts?
Sorry, so you're asking me directly, or you're asking the class
I'm
openly?
asking the class, but I mean,
Oh.
if to save them by the bell, please
Oh, no,
leave
no.
it. Go
No,
ahead.
sir. No, sir. I don't have any. From me, I don't have any follow-up questions from my end.
Okay. So you're saying that it's clear as mud.
Funny.
All right. I'm happy that you get it, Papa. It's now 7 minutes to. Hmm. Is there anybody else that had a difficulty with this, with the series of questions that we did? Hmm.
Sir,
Yes, please.
when the edible solve, will you be
Mhm.
okay?
All right. So I have access to the editor. Um, there was a situation, as I was explaining earlier, I didn't want to get into greater details, but there was a situation with one of the summer grade stuff that I had to just put some things on pause. Students did so poorly, so I had to pretty much revisit all pieces to see, if anything could happen, because you're a good teacher, don't give away marks, you have to earn it. So that took up all of that. So this morning I thought, when you messaged me, that that's what we were talking about. But because I was also still looking at those calculus papers early this morning, I asked him to just message me a little later on. But yeah, it will be done. It will be done and done either between tonight, early tomorrow morning, because I do have access to the calculus one. I did check and I saw it. So apologies right there again. All right. So it favors say nobody wants to talk to me. There are no questions. My final two sentences before we go.
Sir, there's a message in the chat here.
Oh, there is. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Tristan. All right. Let me tell you where I'm a little concerned. I had a thought that came to mind just now that, oh, maybe they don't want to talk because they're shy and they're going to look over the recordings. But one of the things that I want you to recognize is that if you don't talk to me, I'm in a mute. So the recording is going to be of very little help to you this time around. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to beg that, even after I spoke, there are people who still just didn't talk. You will never hear that from me. You see, there will come a point where, and these recordings will indicate, there will come a point where I just stop speaking. Stop speaking. All right? So, since there are no other questions, I may, get you your access to Edico. And I'm going to also leave you farewell and goodbye. Have a good one, and thanks for coming out.
Same to you.
Mhm.
Okay, see you later.
Yeah, man, take care, Coco.
Oh, good night, sir. Good night.
Good night to you, Nikki.